So when I first started out in business, you know, it was during COVID, which a turbulent time already, but also I had a definition of what I wanted my business to be, and what it turned out to be was completely different because of COVID. So I was constantly having to adapt how I did things and the way that it worked. So in reality, it never played out how I expected it. Inspiration will come from the client. So part of the process of designing a custom piece for somebody will be they come in and sit down, we have a conversation, I find out about them, especially if it's an engagement ring about the relationship between those two people. And, you know, maybe where they met, or, you know, how they met, or, you know, little things that perhaps the couple wouldn't maybe think would be something inspirational. I can take a section of that part of a relationship and create something that reflects that, if that makes sense. The main inspiration for me as a designer is definitely nature. Like, nature's a massive influence in my work, always has been. I spent a lot of my childhood outdoors. It's where I remember having the best memories as well, being in nature and discovering things, usually little things like bugs and insects. And I'd say I tend to combine that with my own journey through life and things that might have happened to me. So like the Metamorphoses collection, you know, that's something that I designed during COVID because I was going through quite a difficult time personally, and I was grieving during that time as well. And I spent a lot of time outdoors. Like, that was, you know, like the sanctuary for me is being outdoors and spending time in nature. And I used to spend time at Roundy Park in Leeds. It's like one of my favourite places to go. And because it was summer, you know, there were bugs and butterflies and bees and everything just everywhere. And, you know, that symbolism for me that, you know, you can transform something like how a butterfly transforms from, you know, what we deem to be like an ugly chrysalis, and the thing that comes out of that dark period is something really beautiful, is what inspired me to design that collection. And that's the meaning behind, you know, it's nature's something quite generic, if you like, in designs, but the hidden meaning behind what I've created is the thing that's like most important to me. And that applies to all jewellery, I suppose. So I guess when you start out in business, one of the biggest things, especially for creative people, is this idea that, you know, you are the business. So people are buying into you. So, you know, I think there's a lot of people that can maybe relate to the fact that as a creative, you might get imposter syndrome. I know I certainly had it in the beginning, and especially in an industry like the jewelry industry. You know, there are a lot of people out there that have, you know, letters against their names and all these big brands that they've worked with, and it can feel a little bit daunting sometimes when you've not been exposed to that directly, but you know it's there. And I was telling someone the other day that, you know, this vision that I have here that you see today is something that I had in my mind from being 16. So as soon as I started making jewellery, I always knew that I wanted a space like this, that I didn't want a retail shop, that, you know, I knew the kind of things that I wanted to do. And it was a very long time before I was actually able to make the leap to start a company and do what I do today. For various reasons, not just from, you know, finding the right space and stuff like that, but personally for myself as well, to be able to put my name out there and feel confident that I knew what I was doing. Initially, I had a graphic designer come up with my logo, which was amazing. But as time went on, obviously the butterfly was quite a big symbol in what I did. And as you know, from a lot of different fashion designers, jewellery designers are the same, you know, they all have a signature collection or a line that defines who they are as a designer, and the butterflies are the thing for me that I would like to be known for. So it kind of made sense to swap out the old logo for the butterfly, because that's more meaningful to me. It defines more of who I am and what the brand represents as well. So that was the initial stage. And then I think at the start of this year, because I was going into my third year in business, I kind of felt like there were certain things in the business that didn't really suit me anymore. You know, obviously you change and you grow and you evolve throughout running a business, but also as a creative. So some of the colours, schemes that I had previously don't really serve me anymore. So I just thought a little refresh. So changing, so part of the rebrand was like the logo, the colour scheme, the packaging, and the website as well will get a refresh as well. But the studio, because it's such a defining thing that people remember when they come in to see me, I felt like it has to be perfect. So part of that is just sort of revisualising what, how it should feel when you come in.